Storyfriends, Storyfriends. It's Storyfriends. Hey, Storyfriends. Welcome back to Storyfriends. You're in the right place for short segments about friends and plants, nature, probably some other weird stuff. To be perfectly honest with you, even I don't know where this is going because we film this little part we're doing right now in this moment. We do that before we do anything else, before we film any other pieces. So I am just as excited as you are to see where this show will take us. So let's get moving right along to our first segment, which I do know for a fact is one that we call Songs to Wash Your Hands To. Welcome back, Story Friends. Time for our next segment. And this is a recurring piece that we like to call Favorite Plant. And this is a little part of the show where I take one of my favorite plants and I tell you all about it. This is one of them. This is one of my favorite plants. And it's really special. As if you have watched much Story Friends, you'll notice that many of my favorite plants are succulents. And that is a name we give to a whole family of plants that they look different and they have different colors and different types of leaves, but the thing they have in common is that they have very juicy leaves. They've got these leaves that are full of water, and they're very beautiful, and you can grow them in your house like I do. And so this is one of my favorites, and you want to know why it's one of my favorites? Well, this has a special story. My good friend and neighbor, Dan, who some of you have met in previous Story Friends episodes, recently gave me this beautiful succulent plant. And even better yet, Dan makes pottery, and that's what he does for work and fun. And this is one of his handmade little planters, and it's very beautiful, and I like it a lot. It's got some nice little pebbles in here, in with the succulent plant, and the plant itself is very beautiful. It's small. It's a young plant. It has this nice thick trunk, a nice thick stem, and these beautiful leaves, which are red and green. This looks a lot like another plant I showed you, which is my Gollum Jade. And I don't actually know what kind of succulent this is, but it looks similar. I believe it's from the same family. So anyway, it's very special. It's very beautiful. Dan was even so kind to put this little note in here that says the seed is strong, which I believe is some kind of spell or some kind of well wish for this beautiful little plant to grow up big and tall and strong. So this is one of my favorite plants.
Did you know that? Did you know that? Did you know that? Did you know that?
Michigan state reptile is the painted turtle. Did you know that? Michigan state fossil is the mastodon. Did you know that? Michigan state soil is Kalkaska Sand. Did you know that? Michigan state quarter is worth 25 cents. Did you know that? Michigan is the largest state east of the Mississippi River. Did you know that? Michigan backwards is Nyagashim. Did you know that? You can learn a lot about Michigan on the internet. Did you know that?
Did you know that? Did you know that? Did you know that? Did you know that?
Hey, Story Friends. Welcome back. So, as you've probably noticed, the coronavirus is making us rethink some of the ways that we interact with people. For instance, one of the recommendations, one of the suggestions, the things that we should be doing right now to keep everybody safe is staying at least 6 feet apart from people when you're out for a stroll or you're at the grocery store or something. So I'm going to combine that fact with another fun fact, which is that in general, human beings have an arm span from fingertip to fingertip that is roughly equivalent to their height. So I happen to be exactly 6 feet tall, which means how wide is that? That means that from fingertip to fingertip, that's about 6 feet. So combining those two facts, I thought it would be kind of fun to go around and see what 6 feet looks like. So let's do that.
Is that 6 feet? Yup. Is that 6 feet? Nope. Is that 6 feet? Yup. Is that 6 feet? Nope. Is that 6 feet? Uh-huh.
Welcome back. Time for a new segment. I just got off the phone with my friend Mikeyy Austin. And Mikeyy is a friend and a neighbor and a wonderful local performing artist, performing hip-hop music, solo, and with this great band. And we had a nice little chat because Mikeyy Austin has a new record, a collection of music, coming out on May 22nd. So that's, what day is it? I don't know. Nobody does, but if you look at your calendar and find out when May 22nd is, that's when this new record comes out, and it's going to be great, and I highly recommend you check it out. It's called Greenhouse, and that got me thinking. Mikeyy and I have something more in common than a love of good music. We also love plants. So we decided that we would do a little check-in, and we'll pop over and say hi to Mikeyy for a little neighbor check / plant check. Enjoy. Checking on the neighbors, it's a neighbor check. Neighbor check. Neighbor check. Chicha check, 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 Chicha check. She's a little dog sitting on the thing by the fire. It's a Chicha check, Chicha check, Chicha check, Chicha check, Chicha check. How's she doing? Chicha check, doing great. Chicha check, Chicha check. Well, story friends, that's it for today's episode. Thank you so much for joining us. We had a lot of fun making this episode for you, and I hope you enjoyed watching it as well. As always, we love to hear from you, so if you want to leave us a comment or send an email or get on the internet and type words wherever we might see them at some point, do all those things. You could also train a woodchuck to carry a small stone tablet etched with runes of deep and mysterious meaning, and send that to us as well. Send them right over here. But we're going to leave you with one last little bit, as is our custom. Before we go, we're going to just make something up on the spot for you here. And again, we really appreciate you tuning in. So everybody, be safe until we see you next time. Wasting so much time together, hanging out inside this empty room, with a little bit of art on the walls and my keyboard over there. I've got some puppets in a suitcase, I've got a pogo stick and some donation bags, and a bunch of chairs. And if you walk out that door, you'll see a big beautiful tree. And then if you look down the street, you'll see another big beautiful tree. And then the grass is starting to grow starting to bloom, and the blossoms are starting to blossom, and summer will be here soon. I'm looking forward to doing so much stuff outside this summer. Maybe I'll go to a deep secluded wood. Maybe I'll walk to my neighborhood park. Maybe I'll sit by the river and watch some turtles until it gets dark. Night night.